everybody. Thank you for being here. We're back at our regularly scheduled time. This is, I think, the fifth day in a row. It's amazing. I'm glad I have some free time right now. But yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so glad so many of you are here. Hi, Carol and Teaspoon and Steve. Thanks for being here. Hi, Kate. I am so glad you are all here. Steve, I do see this comment. That's weird that you were getting errors. Hi, Sue. Oh, I mean, I clicked on Sue, but the chat moves fast. Hi, Sue. Hi, I go by Gina. Hi, Sally and Mel. I'm glad you're here, Mel. Welcome. We're going to have a really fun one today, I feel. Um, we're going to talk about I have two topics, and we're going to end with those funny hypothetical questions. Hi, Carol. Good morning. Thanks for, Coral. Hi, Coral Sand. Thank you for being here. Hi, Denny and Celeste. Hi, Mama Sunflower's Cottage. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Trish. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. I have a good one. We're going to talk about the Khloe Kardashian thing, and I'm going to get into a little bit of um, reasoning why I think Megan acted kind of strange with that one. I'm going to give it some names and some narcissistic qualities that I'm seeing from that action. And then we're going to get into the Netflix thing. We'll talk about her defense mechanism that Megan is using. And we'll talk about an article that just came out that's describing all of the Netflix um, content that we should expect to see. Oh, Kristen, I'm having a really good time. I'm having a really good time too. I'm glad that they work out and that they're at your lunchtime. They end up at 9 a.m. for me. And I usually, I recently replaced my windows. And when I replaced them, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get new curtains because my curtains were really old. So I got on my bedroom window, I have two like blackout curtains. They're teal colored on the outside. And then I got two sheer ones that are in the middle. And I just love the sheer ones. So when I go to sleep, I leave the sheer ones have a design like a bling design on them. So they're not completely see-through. But because of that, the sunlight comes in and I'm awake like when the sun comes out. It's beautiful. It's what did Megan do again? Mel is asking. I know. What did she do? What did she do? Hi, Skylab. Thanks for being here. Hi, Rosalie. Oh, thank you. Now you can do these and study. Yeah. So I passed my project management professional exam last weekend, was it? I took the exam on August 1st and I found out on August 2nd that I passed it. So that exam is done. Now I have my genetic genealogy to do. And I'm also looking for a job because I got laid off last week. Well, I got notice that I was getting laid off. And in California, you get a 60-day notice. So and the thing is, my company allows us to get a job within that 60 days. So I would love it if I can get a job and be able to already be ahead of the game. So and a job search, you guys. I mean, you know how it is. It's not like how it was, 30 years ago where you had one resume and you sent it out to 100 places. Every single resume is like every time I submit one, there's like a lot of editing that goes into it. I want to make sure that it matches the job description and oh, so these are my days now, and I have to say I love YouTube. So I love being able to create this content and have more time to dedicate to it, and we'll see. I mean, maybe by the time I get a job, I may not I don't know, I may be able to make YouTube a full-time thing, which would be great. So we'll see. We'll see where the road leads, and Yeah. Hi, Jesta Jen. Thanks for being here. Oh, tea time for you, Celeste. That's awesome. Hi, Pinky Lynn. I'm glad you're able to make it. Thank you, Rosalie. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I go by Gina and Carol and Kristen. Thank you. Thank you so it's the worst, you guys. I think that's the part I dreaded the most. Like I had known that we were gonna be laid off. They let us know that they were closing our site quite a while back. And I've just, I hate it. I hate it. It's so much these days. Absolutely. Hi, Ocean Gal. I'm so glad you were able to make it. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Steve. We'll see. I actually, right before this one, I just got an email that was like, we're not going to consider your application. And I have a spreadsheet going where I'm tracking every place that I've applied. And I have a column that says status. And I was like, dude, I don't want to write rejected, right? Because it's not rejected. I just, someone looked at it and thought I don't match the job description. So I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, "Please give me another word other than rejected. I don't wanna I don't wanna have that energy here." You know? So, I ended up putting not selected. So, I feel that has a much more positive, spin on it. Hi, Catherine from South Texas. Thanks for being here. Oh, thank you. I go by Gina. I can. Mel says, "I know LinkedIn is like a garbage icon." I know, and I haven't changed my LinkedIn yet to say available for work or whatever. I haven't, like, written that post or anything yet, so maybe we'll see. Lori says, "There's a childcare in-home opening available in Montecito." 50 hours a week? Oh my goodness, how many NDAs do I need to sign? Oh, man. Oh, thank you, McMeow, I'm glad you're here. Maybe Ocean Gal, maybe overqualified, and that's another issue too, right? Like, I was able to get my PMP, now I wonder if a lot of places are just like, we don't even wanna consider this application, it's too many too many degrees, and then sometimes it's that like, okay, for this particular one, I I had a lot of the experience they were looking for, but the specific thing they were looking for I did not have. And, I tried to explain in the cover letter, that I could still be a good fit and yeah, so I mean, I'm not surprised that that one came back as they're not, they're not gonna look more into my application, but yeah. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, Lori. That's a better word. How about not for me? That's a good idea, Sue. Not for me. I like that. But you get your own entrance. 50 hours a week with no sleep. It sounds like the great opportunity. It sounds like such a great opportunity, seriously. Carol finished reading Revenge. Now I am on to Meghan and Harry by Lady C. So I went through Revenge multiple times. That book is amazing. I think I went through Lady C's book maybe one time on Audible. And whenever I create content, if I'm I also so I have it on Audible and I also have the Kindle version. And the Kindle version is great, especially when I'm making content because you can search specific terms. So I try to find so let's say I'm talking about a topic most of the time, I think because I've read Tom Bower's Revenge so many times, I'm able to remember what keywords to look for, and I usually can't find it in Lady C's book. So uh-oh, my pup is barking. She never barks. Oh, she stopped. Let's see if I wonder if someone threatening is outside. We'll see. I doubt it, but it might just be, I don't know, UPS or something. Um, But yeah, I need to go through Lady C's book, a couple of times, I think, just to see. Yeah. Mel says, "Yep, narcs are good at pretending they are amazing for the job, while real qualified people go." I know, I do have that look in my eyes, like, "I can do the job, I promise, with minimal training." Uh-oh, is Megan stalking you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Carol says, "If you don't fit the job, they won't look at you. Years ago, people were willing to take an applicant and train. Yeah, that's kind of the market right now, and, I'm really lucky I started YouTube when I did, though, because I feel like I have like, if I had started fresh right now, that by the way, I'm almost at my one-year anniversary on YouTube. August, I think 24 was when I started. "What are we talking about?" Lizzie's asking. So, Lizzie, I was laid off last week, and that's why I'm able to have these 9 AM chats, and I was just talking about the job market and job searching and changing your resume all the time, and, there was mention of a job opening in Montecito for, a nanny. So, that's kind of where we've been. But okay, you guys, let's get right into wow, I've been talking for 11 minutes already. Let's get into everything I have prepped for today. The first is I want to ask you all if you could please consider, in lieu of super chats and super stickers, donating to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Their information is on the screen. I hope you don't need to reach out to them, but if you do, you can chat with them online, you can call them or text them. And the link to donate is in the description of this video. All right. The nanny description is for a mom. Oh, Steve, I wish it was a delivery of shoes. I am so tight on my budget right now. Like, I have been looking at my numbers and I've been optimized. I can't believe, like, yeah, sometimes it's good when these types of things happen because it forces you to look at where your money's going. Like, what am I wasting money on? And finding out more efficient ways of doing things. So, I've been really watching my electricity usage too. And I think I've been doing a pretty good job. So, we'll see. Yeah. Megan is broke. She's going to hire interns. Yeah. Yeah. Celeste says, my son and daughter-in-law moved from England to Virginia in July for work. Good, good. I'm glad for them. Carol says, Lady C observes Meghan and Harry. She is very nuanced. She also penned a book, Daughter of a Narcissist. I've I've heard the horrific. I know one horrific thing that Lady C experienced because of her mother. Oh my goodness. I have not read that book that you're talking about, Carol, but I imagine, man, it's not an easy read, I'm sure. I'm sure. All right. Okay. So the article I want to start off talking about is about the Meghan Markle, Khloe Kardashian gift basket thing. And to be honest, I wasn't going to talk a whole lot about it until I started reading this article. And I think part of it is comedy, and part of it also shows a lot of examples of some narcissistic characteristics. So, the particular article that we'll go through was in the Daily Express, and it's titled Meghan Markle Snubbed by Kardashians After Sending As Ever Gift Packages. Meghan's recent encounter with the Kardashians has sparked a whirlwind of reactions. A seemingly simple gesture turned into a social media spectacle. And I wanna know all of your opinions as we're going through this. I feel like the Daily Express, because we'll look at another Daily Express later in this article, later in this live stream. I feel like we kinda know where they stand with Megan, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how all that goes. I just saw Lisa. Let me say hi, Lisa. Thanks for being here. She sends free stuff to millionaires, but nothing to her fans. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Priorities. Watch what people do and not what they say. Says a lot about Megan. Yeah. All right. The article begins and says Meghan Markle had an awkward moment with the Kardashian family as she celebrated the famed family using her as ever merchandise. The hamper included bottles of wine, preserves, and an array of vegetables, with Kardashian seemingly forgetting to tag Meghan in the post. The embarrassing situation has come to light while the future of Harry and Meghan's latest Netflix deal looks troubled. So, this is an image here of that basket. And The first thing that made me laugh, and really the reason I wanted to talk about this article, was the use of the word hamper. Maybe it's only in America, or maybe it's in the circles that I've been in, but whenever I talk about hamper, I think of a dirty clothes hamper, like a laundry hamper. So it was immediately funny to me that this basket was called a hamper. You all let me know in the comments um, if that's how you use the word hamper as well. The other thing that I noticed is that Megan posted this 26 minutes, or she at least screenshotted it within 26 minutes of Khloe Kardashian posting it. That's fast. That is really fast. Kate says, hamper is for laundry. Yeah, that's what I think too. That's what I think too. Steve says she is just fishing for compliments and likes. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. McMeow says hamper in the US and hamper in Commonwealth countries mean completely different things. I figured as much. It was just funny to me that I immediately thought of dirty clothes. That's- Gina also thinks of dirty clothes. Carol is a basket closed or full of dirty clothes. Yeah. Opinion says hamper is like a basket of goodies. His Lisa says his desires were hampered. Yes, they were. My vids also says hamper for dirty clothes. Oh, Agatha. Oh, where? There we go. Oh, Agatha. Oh my goodness. Trish says yes, hamper is for dirty clothes. Steve says it's just a load of vegetables to cut up. Yeah, lots of vegetables and um, 2 bottles of wine, it looks like, 1 jar of honey. Yeah, yeah. Skylab says, "Did she drop it off at their house like Little Red Riding Hood?" They live in the Beverly Hills area, don't they? And Montecito is, I don't know, an hour without traffic, I would say, away from that area, maybe an hour and a half. Um, so yeah. Can you imagine not being invited to the party, but driving over there just to drop off your basket? How embarrassing. Allegedly. Allegedly. All right. Okay. So let's continue. The article then says Megan delightedly reposted the snap, writing, "Hey, hey, all my girls with a K." But fans called out the famed family's failure. That's a lot of F's in a row to acknowledge Megan. One wrote, "When you send something over because you have to miss the party, except Megan was never invited to the party." Someone else said, "My girls with a K, is she 9? The Kardashians would probably hate it." Yikes. Yikes. Skylab. I don't know if you guys caught the live stream yesterday, but I'm all about the teleportation devices. We need some teleportation devices. They live in Calabasas, Lisa says. Okay, so that's off the 101, and I would say it's probably about an hour drive, I would say. Yeah. Oh, you grew up 30 minutes from Montecito. How exciting, mama. Mama Sunflowers. My girls. Oh, look at that I didn't even notice that, Mel. It's it's showing intimacy where none exists. This is her character. She's trying to put on this image that they're close, and none of them wished her a happy birthday as far as I can tell. We've never seen them pictured together because I'm gonna clip this out and make its own standalone video, and I already made the thumbnail. There are no pictures of Megan with, at the very least, Chloe. I know, my girls with a K, it's cringe. It's cringe. And the other thing I wanted to point out is she caught this 26 minutes in. I wish I knew how soon after she downloaded it that she posted it on social media, because creating this design that's what's the word? That's transparent. That doesn't happen fast, right? It takes time to build that out and then to combine it on top of the image. So, good point, Mel S. Did I miss what Mel S says? Oh yeah, yeah, my girls. Yeah, honestly, she knows everyone. And everyone is starting to get to know her. We all are starting to know her. Pinky Lynn says, if narcissists don't feel embarrassment, what would she be feeling? I think she feels grandiose. She feels there's always excuses for why she may be. I don't want to use the term rejected. Maybe the word is like uninvited, unwelcome, not include excluded. Excluded might be the best word to say. There's always going to be an excuse in her head to make up for why she's being excluded. So, for example, it might be I'm so pretty than all of them that they can't invite me because if they do, I'm just gonna look so much better than all of them in the pictures. It's like things like that that I feel go through her mind to to shelter her ego from being hurt. Yeah. Cindy says, "Definitely for dirty clothes," which doesn't put the basket in a good light. Yeah. Carol says, "Yet years ago, Megan turned her nose at the Kardashian." Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Within 26 minutes, and we're gonna get into a little bit about this. Actually, let's continue. Let's continue. The article continues and says, and yet Chloe doesn't even follow Megan's personal or as ever Instagram accounts, but Chloe does follow Martha Stewart. And Megan only follows as ever. Megan doesn't follow Chloe. So how did she know within 26 minutes that Chloe posted this? It's not like it's showing up on her feed. Now, of course, the article does go on to say that's I don't know who they're not saying who quoted this. I'm not sure where this quote is coming from. But it says, "In my opinion, it's a paid advertising. Nothing is an accident with the Kardashians. Chloe was within Markle's budget. It's quite telling Chloe doesn't follow Markle or as ever. I just watched a video where Chris said they post no products unless they are getting paid for it. The pay is over six figures per post. So for this to happen on a birthday, Meg must have paid a fortune." And the birthday they're talking about is, I think it was, oh my gosh, was it Kylie's or Kendall's birthday? I forgot, but it was one of their birthdays. Probably got a bell alert, Lori says. Delulu. Delulu. Denise says, I lived in Montecito and Santa Barbara. It's an easy 2-hour drive from Montecito to LA on a good traffic day. It's 90 miles. Yeah, it's a long drive. Kate says they don't get embarrassed, which is why the second-hand embarrassment is so bad. That's why we cringe so much. Mirage says, hey, Megan, 1990 called. They said you're not a teenager anymore. Oh my goodness. Skylab says all the hearts are so high school. She even drew in some of them. Yeah. Yeah. Denise says, is Doria not at the party too? What happened? She's not hanging out with Chris anymore. Who knows what is going on there? I go by Gina. It says, because Megan has 26 fake Instagram accounts. Yeah. Hi, Danny. And hi, Christine. Oh, my goodness. Means to sell from companies. I may have missed part of your post, Kathy, but yeah, let's see. Celeste says, embarrassing. A prince and duchess grifting off someone famous for a sex tape. I mean, it's an empire, right? The Kardashians are an empire. And I think they've made it clear Megan is not part of that circle. And if this is true, about the pay is over six figures per post, wow. That's a lot of money. Does she even have six figures worth of product to sell? I don't think so. I mean, you guys, like, the only thing I can think of, and this might be like way out there, okay? So everything I'm saying is allegedly and completely hypothetical. But if you're not making a lot of money through your business, but maybe you earn income from a lot of other places, you want to have a high you want to be able to deduct a lot. So why in the world would someone spend six figures to promote something that they don't even have six figures worth to sell? It's wild. It's wild. I don't know. You guys tell me what you all think. I go by Gina says Megan is definitely outside the circle. Yeah. Oh, Lizzie's reminding everyone to please hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Denise says the Kardashians are re gifting. That is what's happening. They are re gifting and they don't want it anymore. Oh, faith. Faith and repentance is saying like, but if you don't hit the like button, then you're a sugar. I love it. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. They Kathy says they posted because they had to. For six figures, I'll post a hamper. I mean, I'll post Megan's dirty laundry hamper too. I'm laid off. I'll do it. Send me a picture of your dirty laundry hamper. I'll post it. Highly sensitive introvert says Netflix needs to drop them. Even if waiting for divorce, it's all going to be lies. Highly sensitive introvert, I feel like they have. And we'll get into that in a little bit later in this video. But just to say what I mean, like, before we get into it, if I was offered a job, okay, and they offered me, and I'm going to make it more realistic. They offered me $100,000 and they said the contract, this is a 1 year contract. And the 1 year comes around and they say, you know what? We don't want to pursue this contract any further. We don't want to do it again. But what we're going to hire you for like on the fly jobs as we're going. So that that's a downgrade. That is a firing. That is someone saying, "Look, we paid $100,000 too much to you over the year. You did not produce what we expected you to produce. You did not bring the value that we thought you were going to bring. And now, we'll just hire you if you ever bring us a good idea." And the way they're also doing it is that when Megan has an idea, she has to go to Netflix first. So Netflix is the first one to be able to reject them. So basically, Netflix is like, bring me your idea and I'll decide if it's worth making any money. And you bring it to me first. So Netflix is actually securing them. It closes doors, in my opinion, for them. But you all let me know what you think. I go by Gina says Netflix dropped her. They are not trying to rock the boat because look what Megan did to the royal family. Yeah. Mel says, but I want to hear the lies to have fun. Am I weird? No, you're not, Mel. I love listening to the lies. And I love it not just because she's so bad at lying, but because I've learned a lot watching her. Just even recently, someone posted on one of my videos, like, if you stop giving her attention, this is what she wants. She wants the attention. And I'm gonna be quite frank. I'm not doing this for Megan. I'm doing this to spotlight her behavior because her behavior is illuminating for all of us. I wanna know when I'm around a character like Megan, and the only way to know that I'm around a character like Megan is to study someone like Megan. So that's my thought on it. And yeah, that's what I think. And as long as I'm not actively putting money in her pocket, I don't know, I feel good about it, especially if it's creating this beautiful community, if there's all the support that's happening here, if we're shining a light on the horrific things that she did towards the royal family and the queen and Prince Philip and just I don't know. These are my thoughts. Let's see. I'm thinking any divorce will take years, Celeste says. So, and Celeste agrees it's a good distraction. Yeah. Lizzie says H&M are being investigated. The keeping money for themselves supposed to be for charity. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. Oh, Agatha, you're moving? Wait. Oh, still moving and work is busy. Well, Agatha, I hope it the busyness kind of slows down soon so you can relax and enjoy the summer. Lisa says, I think behind the scenes, Netflix is crashing and burning. They've canceled programs that people continually watch and are trying to shove unwanted content on people. That brings me to a new topic, everybody, before we continue. My my friend suggested that I watch the TV show Scandal. And when Scandal first came out, I was married. And I was like, I am not going to watch that show. It's glorifying an affair. I'm not going to watch it. I just don't believe in it. I don't want to watch it. And then my friend was like, like a couple weeks ago, watch it. You'll really like it. And I'm like, I don't know that I'll like it. But I decided to start watching it. And I remembered how much Megan really liked the title character or the main character, Olivia Pope. And man, when I'm watching Olivia Pope, I have to tell you, I see some Megan's behavior in it. I do. I really do. In fact, I was thinking of making actually a short about this, but one of Olivia Pope's daydreams is to move to Virginia and make jam. And I'm like, what? And this show came out in like 2012, I think. Maybe. I need to look at the exact dates that it came out. But, we know that Megan borrows from all these other actors and characters. And I really see a parallel between her and Olivia Pope. Let me know if you've seen it before. Lori says she sold 10,000 bottles of wine. Did she? I didn't know that, Lori. Fifi says, for me, it's all about calling out some BS. Yes, 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 it is. Agreed. Agreed. Carol says it will be the War of the Roses. This divorce will be so bitter. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kate. Yeah, I needed to make sense of it too. And watching it and putting words to it and being able to explain it is illuminating. Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Your new place is so cute. It's so amazing to love your home. Mine, I really love my home too. Mine is cute too. It's one bedroom, it's all I need. Me and my little 5-pound chihuahua, we don't need more than this. And it's on the third floor and I have a beautiful view. I mean, what more could I ask for? Yeah, I love my place. Yeah. Borrows. So generous. I go by Gina says. Christine says, wouldn't her NPD create that bubble where she just has no awareness? She'll just keep going. She will just keep going. Absolutely. Yeah. If there's one thing we can say about Megan is she perseveres. She keeps going. She keeps going. Anne says she's never had an original thought. Oh, thank you, Christine, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you. Carol says the numbers were released to Harper's Bazaar. I wouldn't trust it. Megan has lacked transparency for as ever. And I'll tell you, if she sold 10,000 bottles, I want to see the taxes for that business. Like, show me that she actually accounted for those finances. Yeah. James says she will stop so we will have years of entertainment and 60 plus YouTube channels will make money from her dysfunction. And, in addition to the any money that's made, I hope that there's good that's coming out of it. With the Sidley twins, I love how they pay it forward and they ask for donations for different animal charities, and I'm trying to do the same. I'll admit it shamelessly. I am copying the Sidley twins when here, let's put that on the screen. When I ask all of you in lieu of super chats and super stickers to please consider donations. Like I want to take this dysfunction and turn it into knowledge, turn it into enlightenment, turn it into fundraising towards causes that are important for people that have been impacted by these types of people. All right, let's see. Let me get caught up on the she buys from herself. She buys them herself. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Oh, Margaret. Oh, I hope you get to watch it, but I'm glad you're here. Oh, fur baby, tell me more, Mama Sunflower says. Her name is Aurora. She is how old is she? She's almost a year and a half, and she's so she's so calm, but then she has her moments where she's like little shark tooth. She wants to play. And she she's so funny. She hates my iPad because I play games on it and she hates it. So she steps on it and I'll be like, "No, don't step on it." And she'll step on it. So silly. She knows what to do that will make me pay attention to her. It's hilarious. It's so funny. Hi, Neely. Thanks for being here. Oh, thank you, McMeow. I appreciate this community. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody here. Kathy says, I'm still back at the TV show Olivia Pope wanting to make jam. No, it's not shocking, but whoa, I know that's what I thought. I should make a short of it because she mentions it multiple times that she and the I mean, I don't wanna give it away because most of you know the premise of Scandal, right? That she's having an affair with the president. Well, their daydream is to move to Virginia, and she's gonna make jam. And I saw that, and I was like, "This is wild. This is maybe where Megan got the idea from, or at least partly." Thank you, thank you. She is a feisty little thing. She is a little pupper, yes. And she's so cute. She fits in my little purse. So tomorrow I have to go run an errand. I'm not gonna be able to do the live tomorrow because of my errand, but I stick her in my purse and we go. We go. And the reason I do that is because one time I was walking back with her. She was on a leash and I was walking back home and she stopped, like completely stopped and was looking up. So, of course, I turn around to see why she stopped walking, and I look up and there's 2 hawks circling overhead. So, I do not let her walk anywhere. She goes in my handbag and she's under my arm. She doesn't even go out on my balcony. I just don't. And she's so small, like, okay, if it's not a hawk, what if it's like a spider that bites her? It's gonna be so much. She's so tiny, the toxins must be so much for her. Oh, Mama Sunflower, I'm sorry to hear that. It's the hardest thing to lose a pet. It's the hardest. Yeah. Big hugs, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Agatha says, I want to move to Virginia and make jam. Me too. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's continue with the article. Oh, actually, this was the end of my article. So what I wanted to do next was just talk about some of the things. Oh,
To start a conclusion paragraph.
Alexa, stop. I didn't say her name. Why did she start talking? Did you hear it, by the way, when she was talking? I don't want to say her name again because she'll start talking again. But anyways, okay. So what I wanted to do next is to talk about 4 different narcissistic traits that I'm seeing in this action that Megan took of sending the basket, posting it within 26 minutes, and all of that. Oh, make me out, you heard? I didn't even say it. I didn't even say it. I don't know why she started talking. Um Anyways, okay. So the first is this hypervigilance to public mention. So the fact that Megan saw the post within 26 minutes, despite not being tagged, despite not following Khloe Kardashian, suggests that she was either actively monitoring the Kardashian content or had her team on alert for brand mention. This constant scanning for opportunities to attach herself to high profile figures is a form of image surveillance, which is a trait that's common in narcissists who need to control how they are perceived. This is like a partner, a friend, or a family member who constantly watches your social media or asks people about you so they can control how they're perceived. An example of this could be they comment within seconds of you posting something or bringing up something you told someone else in private, showing that they're always monitoring. The second thing is there's narcissistic supply in real time. Even though Chloe did not tag her, Megan still rushed to share it. That's a scramble for supply, grabbing whatever public connection she can get before the moment fades, even if it's lukewarm and indirect. It's like taking crumbs of attention and presenting them like it's a feast. It's an example of this could be someone who jumps on any small scrap of praise or inclusion and blows it up into this big deal so they can look connected, important, or loved. For example, it could be someone who overhears your boss saying one nice thing about them, and suddenly they start telling everyone that they're very close to the boss, even though it's not true. The next is signature placement as a control move. So adding that signature that she had in in such a quick way, that's not just efficiency, it's strategic. It transforms Chloe's post into Megan's branded content. It reframes the gift as if the relationship is mutual, making it harder for the audience to notice that the original poster didn't even acknowledge Megan. This is a narcissistic reframing tactic, flipping a narrative so the snub becomes invisible or irrelevant. It's someone who takes your gesture and rebrands it as their own, making it look like they were in control or the main player. For example, uh, you guys, my mom's calling me. Should I answer? I'm gonna go on mute really quick. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go on mute really quick. I'll be right back. I have to answer this, and I'll be right back. You guys aren't gonna believe this. She hung up. Oh my goodness. Maybe she accidentally called. She's so funny. Oh, they make me laugh. Parents. They're funny. Okay, where was I? Um, an example of this is you cook a meal for a party and they take a picture of it and post it. We had the best night hosting, and they don't even mention you. And finally, and this is the last one, there's a lack of emotional processing before action. I've said before, Megan seems very strategic, and at the same time, she's incredibly impulsive. A non narcissistic person might feel the sting of not being tagged and decide whether or not to share after they process the information. But Megan's immediate share, without any cooling off period, points to a compulsive need to control perception and grab relevance before anyone can interpret it negatively. This could be someone who reacts instantly to rejection, snubs, or perceived criticism by doing something flashy to prove that they're still relevant, loved, or in control. An example of this is after being excluded from a group dinner, they immediately post glamorous pictures from another event to show that they're unbothered when they actually are really bothered. This is like a classmate who posts a group picture without tagging you, and within minutes, you grab it, you add your logo to it, and you post besties forever. And everyone assumes, or the goal is for everyone to assume you were the center of the event. So what do you all think about this? Let me get caught up on the chat. Let's see. Steve says, "You work really hard and help lots of people. I didn't know my father and my ex-girlfriend were narcissists until I joined this channel." I'm sorry to hear, Steve, that you've had that experience, and thank you so much for your support and for watching, and I'm glad it's been helpful. Lori says, "I wonder how much she paid for her outfits before Harry." There have been reports that she's actually incredibly frugal with her own money. Have you all heard that? I've heard that about her. Yeah. Let's see. Opinion says, "Looks like Megan paid Chloe to advertise it." Yeah. Absolutely desperate that her wine didn't sell out. That's a good connection, Opinion, that the wine didn't sell out. That perhaps that's why. Yeah. Yeah, perhaps that's why. Let's see. Margaret says, "That is what made me join a couple of YouTube channels. I tend to isolate myself for my safety. I'm not good at judging people." Oh, Margaret, I also used to believe I'm not good at judging people, and I really believed I wasn't because people told me I wasn't. My ex-husband told me I wasn't, family members, a lot of people told me I wasn't, and then I realized that my gut always knew, and I've come to recognize in the last few years that I'm actually quite, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Is intuitive the right word? Like, when I get a feeling something is gonna happen, I just know. I just know, like, I can feel people's behaviors change, and and I'll give you all an example. So, I knew that I was gonna get laid off in either August or November, and I just knew it was gonna be in August for me. I just knew, just based on how people were kind of behaving at work, so I don't know. I think we can all listen to our guts, and maybe, just maybe, we think that we're not good at judging people, but we also always knew right along. Yeah. Oh, hi, just me. Thanks for being here. Yeah, let's see. Oh my gosh, how far behind am I? Not that behind, it seems. Sorry if I'm skipping your chat, everybody. Yep, your gut always knows. I agree. Yeah. Okay, everyone, I'm going to take a break to have a sip of my coffee and then we'll get started on the next topic. I'll be right back in just 1 second. All right, everybody. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is this article that was published in the Daily Mail. And actually, we're going to talk about two different articles that are regarding Megan and the Netflix deal. And at the end of this, I'm going to ask a couple of hypothetical questions and we're going to laugh. It's going to be great. This article is titled "Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's New Netflix Deal is a Downgrade and More Like a Will Call You Than Here's the Checkbook," experts say. And this was published yesterday. This was published yesterday. The article begins, it says, "The couple signed a new multi-year first look deal for film and television projects with the streaming giant, understood to be worth less for the pair than their previous contract. The first look arrangement means Netflix can say yes or no to new film or television projects before anyone else, allowing them to pick and choose what they invest in." So let's stop here. We were talking about this earlier, that really what's happening is that opportunity is passing by Harry and Meghan with this deal, because let's say some other streaming giant would have paid double what Netflix would have paid for it. They're not allowed to go to the person who might pay double or who might pay the most. They have to go to Netflix first, and Netflix decides whether or not they want to pursue whatever bright idea they have this time. Whatever bright idea they have this time. I go by Gina. First look at what? We already saw. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The article continues and says PR expert Mark Burkowski described the new deal as a downgrade, claiming it falls a long way from the jackpot figure of Harry and Meghan's original contract in 2020. He told the Daily Mail, I think Netflix has done a very neat job of pivoting away from two very expensive people who didn't deliver. And they're taking the deal off the table and they've given them a modest one. So this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. If you sign for a temporary job for a year and they tell you, we're going to give you a salary of $100,000 a year, your hope is that you make it on the permanent payroll. That's what you want. You don't want them to come back and say, you know what, let's just do things on a project to project basis, because that essentially means there's no stability. You're not guaranteed an income. The it's I mean, if I was in a situation like that, I think I would have a lot of anxiety because I don't know when my next paycheck is gonna come. I don't know if Netflix is gonna like my next idea, for example. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get oh, wait, where did it go? Where did it go? We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that, and a lot of the hypothetical questions are gonna be about that. Yeah. The article continues, it's not like they're gradually uncoupling, it's a downgrade. Netflix are not going to expose themselves to these budgets again. It's Netflix saying, let's have a look at your content, but we'll pick and choose, mate. He believes the pair will be paid for each production selected by Netflix rather than receiving an overall fee, such as the reported $100 million of their first deal. It's essentially Netflix in 2020 or whenever they signed that deal with Harry and Meghan, they said, "We trust you. We're gonna go for it sight unseen." And now Netflix is saying, "We don't trust you. We don't know that you're gonna deliver. We're not gonna give you a blanket amount of money. You need to show us value before we even invest." So, in my opinion, I think that's the the way that businesses should move forward. You want to be careful. You want your investments to be sound and logical. And if I was a shareholder in Netflix, I would be extremely disappointed in a blanket check being given to someone who hasn't demonstrated their abilities yet. Yeah, let me get caught up on your comments. Let's see. Do we think the Christmas one is already made or will it be done in her own kitchen? I doubt it'll be done in her kitchen, in my opinion. Yeah. Agatha says, I worked freelance all my life. The money always comes in time. I love that, Agatha. I love that. And it's funny that you say that, Agatha, because I feel like that's what's going to happen with me and finding a job. And I mean, just look, I passed my project management exam on a Saturday and I was laid off on Wednesday. So I passed that exam right on time, and I feel it's going to be the same for when it's time to start a job or whether I end up doing YouTube full time. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Faith and Repentance says, when I think of the Sussex children, I think of the time I saw their baby bump fall to their mother's knees on live TV in a historic first. How could that bump have survived that fall? Yikes. Allegedly. Allegedly. Anne says, I have no desire to see her in anything or hear her. The smirk she carries on her face. I want to give her a shake. I can't watch it. I tried to do it for With Love Megan. I tried. And I mean, I'm not just an ordinary consumer, right? Like I want to watch it and study it and come and talk to all of you about it. And even with that as my motivator, I could not get past like episode 4. I couldn't. I agree, Agatha. I'm glad Steve and Margaret are here, and I'm glad everybody else is here. And look, Miss Panda's here. I'm glad Miss Panda's here. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here, Lizzie. Take care, and I hope you're able to get some rest now. Thank you. Thank you, Agatha. You're right. You're right. Okay, let's continue. Oh, let me go to my notes. So I have notes going at the same time. So this is the original story that came out, right? That Netflix is not going to go and make the same deal with them. And Megan, like we were saying earlier, she can't handle, maybe handle is not the word, but she has to spin it so that it doesn't look like she lost out, that she didn't uphold her end of the bargain, that Netflix doesn't see her as valuable. And what we're seeing in this article is basically the foundation of Netflix didn't continue the deal because they didn't see value in Harry and Meghan. They're going to proceed with caution, et cetera, et cetera. And I think what we will see now is Meghan's grandiosity and image preservation come through. So even though the deal is smaller and conditional, a malignant narcissist will still frame it publicly as a huge win. They may avoid mentioning the reduced terms altogether and instead talk about how exclusive and selective the partnership is, reframing that Netflix picks what they want into Netflix trusts us with the most prestigious projects. It's like when someone gets demoted at work but tells everyone, I actually asked for this role so I could focus on my passion projects. No, you didn't, but the story sounds a lot better than I got downgraded. Or when someone doesn't get invited to a big party, but they post on Instagram, nothing like a cozy night in with my favorite book. Meanwhile, the book is closed and they're checking who's posting from the party every 5 minutes. We also just talked about this type of example with Megan and Khloe Kardashian. It could also be someone who gets broken up with but says it's mutual. We just realized we're better as friends, which honestly sounds a lot more glamorous than they broke up with me and I didn't see it coming. So that's kind of what I see Megan using as a defense mechanism for the reality of the situation that Megan is in. Oh, McMeow's leaving. Bye, McMeow. I hope you have a good day. Boycott Netflix, Bootsy says. Unsubscribe, and we hit them where it hurts. Yeah, let's see. Don't forget to list MM as your reason for unsubscribing. Faith and repentance is saying. And says we only had Netflix for a couple of months, but watched so little it was not worth it. You too, Faith and repentance. Have a good day. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's continue. Then there was this article which lists off the full list of projects that are coming to Netflix. The article begins and says, in the announcement, Meghan says she and Prince Harry feel inspired by their partners who work closely with them to create thoughtful content across genres. Meanwhile, Netflix, through its chief content officer, said they are excited to continue their partnership with Harry and Meghan's Archwell Productions. So we've been talking about how up until this point that the reality is it is a downgrade. The reality is Netflix is indirectly telling them we don't trust you to provide value to us. And here is the spin. Here is making it and Harry feel inspired. I don't think so. I don't think so. If I was on a contract basis with someone and they're like, "We don't wanna renew your contract and we'll just go, we'll call you when we need you." Yikes. I would not feel inspired by that. In fact, my heart would be broken, to be honest. The article continues and says Megan's lifestyle show will come back with a second season later in August, despite its first season flopping in ratings and rankings. We already knew this, and the implication here, the assumption here is also that the second season had already been recorded and they're just releasing it. Or it was actually season one, part two. That's what many people are saying. The article then goes on to describe like how poorly With Love Megan did. So this is what I was saying with the Daily Express. I think they start off with one language and then they combat it with facts. Oh, Harry and Meghan are inspired, and Netflix is doing this great thing, and Harry and Meghan are going to put out all of this. But let's be real, With Love Meghan ranked 333rd in the streaming giant's most watched list. And it even says, I just noticed this language, despite that. So the author of this article is saying, we know it was terrible, but even despite that, Netflix said of the new season, Megan returns with a fun and heartwarming new season, welcoming celebrity chefs, talented artists, and beloved friends for hands on adventures filled with laughter and discovery. It promised playful cooking challenges and DIY projects, adding Megan and her guests explore bold flavors, experiment with new techniques, and discover simple ways to add beauty to everyday life. The show, Netflix said, is all about embracing playfulness over perfection and finding joy in creating together. So I want all of you to keep this in mind. We're going to come back to this in a little bit when we get into the fun games, but I want you to start brainstorming. What are some playful cooking challenges, hypothetically, that Megan can showcase? Pineapple Triangle, Skylab says, you already answered it, Skylab. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Carol, your birthday's the 24th. Guess what? I think that's when I started my channel. How exciting! Your birthday and Revealing the Narc have the same birthday. That's so cool. Yeah. Anne says it has been said and it makes sense that they are holding on waiting for the divorce. I think it very well could be. And this is Netflix tying Harry and Meghan's binding them, right? Because they have to go to Netflix first. Netflix will have first dibs on that content. It seems based on all of these articles and things that we've been reading. I think so too. I surmise season 1 edition 2 will rate even lower. I think so too because we already know. And the only celebrity that, and I use celebrity, that term very loosely, that they've said is going to be on the show is Chrissy Teigen. I do remember mention of California's Governor Gavin Newsom being a guest on the show. Does anyone remember hearing that? But that is worrisome. And I say that that's worrisome because remember when there was a tax controversy with Archwell and Gavin Newsom was holding a press conference about something completely unrelated. I don't remember what it was. And in the middle of the press conference, he was like, by the way, they've paid their taxes or they're good on their taxes, something along those lines. It was so strange. Like, why would Gavin Newsom even talk about that? And then with the LA fires, oh man, that was infuriating. How they were standing next to California's Governor Gavin Newsom's wife and giving out food, and it's just disgusting. It really makes me sick to my stomach how tragedies are used as a manipulation tool. And I wonder how many people believe it with regards to Harry and Meghan. I can't because there are people that fall for it, you know? It's wild. You guys are so funny. I'll get to the answers in oh, Steve's birthday is on the 25th. Hilarious. Oh my goodness. Um, all right, let me get caught up. Denise says Gavin demanded they film at the governor's mansion after wasting time at Meg's set. She said no. Are you serious? The ego on Megan. I mean, Gavin demanded, so there's some ego there too. And Megan saying no. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's continue. Then the article starts talking about that holiday episode of With Love Megan, which will air in December. Netflix invited viewers to join Megan and Montecito for a magical holiday celebration. It added, together, friends and family deck the halls, create holiday feasts, craft heartfelt gifts, and share lots of laughs with simple how to's to follow at home. It's a holiday wonder with warmth, tradition, and a generous dose of joy. I had to put this picture because I think this was my expression when I read this paragraph. Like, what, Megan? Um, my goodness. And then just to show how far we've fallen, the article then says, it will be a far cry from when the Duke and Duchess of Sussex spent Christmas alongside other members of the royal family in Sandringham, where the firm traditionally spend their holidays. The last time Harry and Meghan spent Christmas in Sandringham was in 2018. Wow. Oh, Carol said Carol got BritBox and will watch Together at Christmas with Catherine. I love that. I love that. That's a great question, highly sensitive introvert. Lisa. How to destroy a perfectly wonderful Christmas. Skylab says, deck the halls. What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Steve says I should start applying for genealogy jobs now. It shows you're really confident in your ability. Yeah. I'm only 6 courses in, but that's good. Kara says, "Megan is desperate, using anything to get noticed by the truly elite influencers. Why would anyone aspire to be an influencer when they can be a true duchess?" Yeah, I'm sure the royal family has a good giggle. I was actually going to post or I was going to talk over an article or talk about an article that was in the Daily Mail as well that, Catherine and William had a good laugh at the name As Ever, and they call it As If, allegedly. It's funny. Okay, as promised, let's get into some of these funny questions. I have 5 of them for you. The first one is, what are some of the playful cooking oh, did I say channels? It should have been what did she say? Challenges, not channels. What are some of the playful cooking challenges you can think of for With Love Megan? I can think of a couple right off the bat. What are some of her challenges for playful cooking? The first is that she's not playful. So, how can someone that's not playful try to be playful? Those are my thoughts. While you guys are answering this, I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee and I'll be right back, everybody. She can't cook, highly sensitive introvert says that's a big challenge. I agree. Another challenge Denise says is having a sense of humor. I agree. I agree completely. Putting Megan in a boot camp for cooks. Yep. Yep. I'm wondering what else would be some of her challenges. I hear you, faith and repentance. I'm I'm glad that the light has been shed on Oprah because I used to love Oprah. Past tense. Yeah. Denise says, "I'd love to see her on Hell's Kitchen." Oh my, applying bronzer properly, McMeow says. "Oh, McMeow, you're still here. I thought you left." Um, oh my goodness. See, Anne says, "Seeing if she can get Delia Smith to cook with her." I'm Nothing amazes me with Megan anymore. It's seriously copying Diana's signature. I'm Why wouldn't she? At this point, what isn't lifted off of somebody else? Miss Panda says how to quickly tourniquet a wound when you chop as badly as Megan does. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, next question. Okay, if Megan invited you to her magical holiday celebration, what's the first thing you'd hide in your purse before leaving? What do you think? What would you hide? I have an answer to this. Should I go first? Should I go first? I think the first thing I'd hide is that NDA, and I would try to hide it so I don't have to sign it. I would hide the NDA. That's what I would do. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What do you all think? What do you think um, you would hide in your purse before leaving? And also, if I could ask all of you to please hit that like button if you haven't already done so, I appreciate it so much. Yeah. People might actually watch that Agatha says about, I think, the Hell's Kitchen. Mama Sunflower says, "Then I'm not even going. There's no reason to hide anything in my purse because I'm not going." Denise says, "The baby bub." Uh-oh. Miss Panda says, "Picture of the kids. Panda wants a new car." Uh-oh. TM says, "I would hide the dog and rescue it." Oh my gosh, that's a good answer, TM. That's a good answer. A wig, Skylab says. I go by Gina says, "Pictures of everything." Yeah, get me to 50K, everybody. I am at, I think, 44,800 or so. So I'm like 5,000, I need a little more than 5,000 and I'm there. I'll be at 50K. The jewelry, highly sensitive introvert says. Um, what else? I mean, at this point, the children need rescuing, allegedly. Allegedly. Steve says, "I would try to hide my disgust." The deflated moon bump opinion says. Oh my goodness. Okay, next question. If you had to cook her holiday feast using only 3 random ingredients from your kitchen right now, what would they be? I go by Gina Woodhide. Harry's bald spot. Oh my gosh. Margaret says, "I would hide the diary that I wrote detailing her every move." Yeah, yeah. Her family's tears, TM says. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think. From my kitchen, what would it be? Dead fancy flowers. Miss Panda says, "Carol would hide Diana's jewels and return it to Kensington." That's a great answer, Carol. That's a great answer. Hi through the looking glass. I don't know if I said hi to you. Lisa says, "I would hide a camera filled with bathrooms and kitchen. I suspect they are filthy." Yuck. Yuck. Teaspoon says, "Pizza, scrambled eggs, and toast." TM says, "My limp basil leaves, carrot steaks, and roast chicken." That's a great answer. I agree. I go by Gina. They're good. They're good. I'm trying to think what else. The dead flowers were a great one. Skylab, a charcuterie board with dead things and old smelly things. Yuck. Denise says lamb, rice, and carrots. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Miss Panda says, Carol, take the jewels and give them to Charlotte. Yeah. Agatha says, turkey breast sandwich, real jam, and basil salad. Oh my goodness. Okay, next question, and I'll still read off answers to this one. Oh, Anne says pasta, tomato sauce, and some greenery. Yeah. Make rainbow thing. They're always a winner, Steve says. Okay. If Megan insisted on everyone wearing matching holiday pajamas, what would yours say across the front? Highly sensitive introvert says eggs, toast, and pasta. Faith says mustard, chicken fat grease from making my dog food, and the rotten peach I just threw out. Oh my gosh. Oh, Mama Sunflower's cottage. That sounds delicious. TM says, not impressed. That's what your shirt would say. Oh, highly sensitive introvert says it would say, look at me. I love it. Carol would use real roast chicken, jam, and cookies. I love it. Oh, and Carol's t-shirt would say, long live Prince and Princess of Wales. Miss Panda's shirt would say, I'm not blood related. Agatha says, ho, 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 ho. Ivy of Housebark says, go away. McMeow says, yacht girl. Denise says, wah. I go by Gina says, BFF. TM says, would you stop touching me? Oh my goodness. Kate says I should be getting paid for this. That's a good one, Kate. That's a good one, Kate. I had an answer for this, but I can't. Oh, Margaret, you are a narc. That's a good one. You are a narc, Megan. Read my shirt. I had one earlier. Maybe something along the lines of I don't want to be here. Um, oh, what is the vacation shirt that always says something like my family went to vacation at so and so, and all I got was this lousy shirt, like something along the lines of they left the British royal family, and all I got was this lousy shirt. Oh, Ivy of Housebark says no claw allowed. Steve says no pictures, please. Teaspoon. Catherine, Princess of Wales equals class, not crass. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Panda says claw survivor. Wow. Garden tool. Baby not on board. Oh my goodness. I'm with stupid. TM says that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Highly sensitive introvert says I'm a twerker. Oh goodness. I married a royal and all I have is that is so good. Through the looking glass. That is so good. Anna says, I'm bored. Megan's would say, I'm with stupid. Faith and repentance. Privacy, please. I love it. I love it. Okay, everyone. And now this is the last question. If Megan was decking the halls at your house, what single object would she mysteriously replace with something beige? What do you think? What would it be? Um, Too old for this, Mama says. Opinion says, one tear left I go. I love that. One tear. Just remind her of her own fake crying. Privacy, please. That was great. I agree. I agree. Um, 75% Nigerian. Faith and Repentance says, oh, she would make Santa's outfit beige. That's a good answer, Denise. That's a good answer. The whole Christmas tree, Faith and Repentance says. Skylab agrees, the tree. The entire tree. Baby Grandma also says tree. And Skylab. Miss Panda says the snowman. The snowman would be beige. Many of you are saying the Christmas tree would be beige, and Through the Looking Glass expands on that. Not white. It's going to be a dirty beige. McMeow says there'd be beige garlands. Yep. Yeah. I love it. I love it. The tree skirt too. Oh goodness, it would be like a beige linen, the tree skirt. Oh no. Oh goodness. Well, everyone, I'm going to close it out now. I'm not going to be able to have a live tomorrow, and I'm aiming to have another one on Thursday, but I'll see how things go tomorrow. But I will keep you all updated. And hopefully, it's just tomorrow that I'll be missing, and we'll get back to these 9 a.m. I mean, 9 a.m. answers, 9 a.m. live streams starting again on Thursday. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. You make this so much fun. Please hit that like button on your way out. And I will talk to all of you soon. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good evening. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.